claims it has the votes to guarantee the president's nuclear agreement with Iran will happen. Robert Jordan, a former ambassador to Saudi Arabia, author of Desert Diplomat, here to kind of put some perspective into all this for us. There's now no way for Republicans in Congress to stop it. It is going to happen. And from the White House point of view, this will be the signature international accomplishment of the president.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
And it may turn out worse if they don't really have an inspection regime that they monitor closely, if they don't galvanize our allies to make sure they stand steadfast and insist on sanctions and retaliation for any violations that we see.
The United States seems to be the lone dissenter, or at least the only place in the world criticizing this deal. Everybody else seems to be completely on board. You look at Germany and France, and they're saying, you know, well, they're celebrating.
Our Israeli friends are not too happy about it.
Exactly.
And our Saudi and Gulf friends are not too happy about it. Even though King Salman last Friday in the White House said some nice things, they're very concerned that this is not an enforceable deal, and they're the ones at the greatest risk in the neighborhood.
We all know that you can't trust Iran.
Right.
As Reagan said, trust and verify. Can we verify under this agreement?
That's a big question. Certainly, we're not going to have anytime, anywhere inspections, as we were led to believe to start with. I do think, though, that the IAEA are professionals. They've been through this many times. They know how to go about the inspection process if they're allowed to do so. I think we're going to have to make sure that we provide them the resources, because they don't have the financial backing that they need right now. America is going to have to step forward and provide financial resources to the IAEA to help them have a robust regime.
Former Secretary of State Colin Powell, ex-military guy as well, highly respected, came out and said, okay, I can live with this agreement. You say it was something short of a ringing endorsement.
I think it was a short of a ringing endorsement. I think he realizes the realities of the situation. This is the best deal we could have gotten right now, partly because we negotiated out of weakness. We did not have the strength at the negotiating table that I think we would like to have had. Colin Powell was my boss. I respect him, and I think he's right about the fact that we have to learn to live with it. But we've also got to have the follow-through, the intense monitoring, and the political will to go forward with sanctions and perhaps even something beyond that if they violate the agreement.
I have to ask you about the immigration or the migrant crisis that is happening right now across Europe as people are fleeing violence. An estimated 4 million people have fled Syria alone, many more fleeing Iraq. They're going into neighboring countries like Turkey. They're also flooding into Europe, though. Is this a crisis in which the United States shoulders some responsibility?
There is some role there. As Colin Powell once said, if you break it, you bought it, the Pottery Barn rule. And in this case, we had a role in creating the conditions that have led to this refugee crisis. And so we do need to step up. I think it's a major international embarrassment that the Europeans have also not stepped up until very recently. This is something that demands our attention, and I think it needs to get higher on the priority scale.
All right. Well, Secretary Kerry talking about it with leaders in Congress today. Yeah. Ambassador, thank you for your perspective. We appreciate it. We have a link to the book Desert Diplomat on fox4news.com as well. More to come here on Good Day.